my name is Ruth Ann. I'm a holistic health and nutrition coach. I'm going to give you 3 key takeaways today on eating smart, and these are all things that I've incorporated into my own life, and they've made a huge difference in how I eat and take care of my body. Okay, so the first thing is mindset. Mindset is huge today. And so it became, like, some of our thoughts can be stumbling blocks, like Beth was talking about. So I'm going to give you kind of 3 areas where I see people stumbling in eating. Okay, and the first one is around just basic choice. Every day we're faced with choices. And so what I did with myself, and now I kind of teach my clients this, is everything you eat, drink, and put in your skin is either going to help or harm your body. Okay, so I kind of evolved into thinking about it as either medicine or poison. So your body is a really complex biochemical computer, and you're feeding it information, and it's going to do the best it can with that information. So just, try to think of honoring yourself as, what am I doing to myself by eating this food versus this food? And so it's all about choice. Health is a choice every day. Okay, cost of buying organic and pasture-raised foods. I was like, I know that's not on this thing. So it's like, what did I do? Okay, so the cost of buying organic and pasture-raised foods. Okay, the bottom line is, yes, they are more expensive. Okay, but that's a stumbling block for a lot of people, because you're like, oh, I don't want my grocery bill to go up and all that kind of stuff. And the reality is, you've got to think of it as kind of a pay now, pay later scenario. If you pay now and you buy that really good, wholesome food, you're going to be kind of weighing that against the costs of diet-related diseases and having to go to the doctor all the time. So it's either kind of pay now for my good, healthy food and feel good, function well, just overall do better and be healthier, versus long-term medical costs that you may be incurring. Okay, and then healthy fats are another area where people are very confused. And so unfortunately, the food industry and a lot of their friends out there have been promoting false messages about fats and different kinds of fats. So the reality is, your brain is 60% fat. And so if you aren't getting healthy fats every day, you're going to be impairing your level of brain function. Okay, you also need healthy fats every day because they're the carriers for your fat-soluble vitamins, A, D, E, and K. You also need healthy fats when you're digesting vegetables, because you won't be able to convert your beta-carotene into vitamin A. So every meal incorporates some kind of fat. So you can see these are examples of healthy fats up here. What's really not up here in this picture, it's not, sorry about that, but raw grass-fed dairy is really good, full fat. Full fat yogurt, full fat kefir, grass-fed butter, all of those are really, really good foods. What's also not up here is coconut oil. Coconut oil is a really great saturated fat. And one thing I want to just note, put a little tidbit in your mind about fats, is saturated fats have been food for humans for thousands of years. And heart disease is a very recent newcomer in our, degenerative health. So saturated fats are not the demon here. Okay, they're actually really good for you and healthy for you. When I started incorporating fats into my diet, everything started changing. I started losing weight and started feeling better. And I can tell you, I eat a lot more fat in my diet now than I ever used to, and I've lost a ton of weight doing that. I mean, it's just your body needs those fats to function well. Okay, so my second point for eating right, or eating smart, is making time to eat right. Time is a huge factor these days. We're all really busy. We've got tons of stuff on our calendar. We're running from thing to thing. And so what our tendency is to move towards the convenient foods, the packaged foods, or eating out. And most of those choices, some of those choices are going to be okay, but most of them are not going to be okay. A lot of the packaged processed foods are filled with fillers, toxic ingredients like pesticides, preservatives. You've also got GMOs, okay? genetically modified ingredients. They've been doing a lot of studies on that now, and they're not seeing good things with it. There are also a lot of foods, for some reason, they're adding all this sugar. You know, why do you need sugar in spaghetti sauce? I don't know. So anyway, you're just getting a lot of stuff that you don't need in those packaged processed foods. So what do we do about that? We need to eat more whole foods. So one way to do this is to plan. Make time to plan. Okay, come up with a system that's easy for you, that's workable. Make a list of your meals that you're going to eat that week. And also include your snacks and your lunches, okay? All meals and snacks. And then that way, make a grocery list, go to the store one time, and then you're gonna be saving money because you'll be eating out less, and you'll be getting a much more nutrient-dense diet. And then another thing that would be good for you to make time to do is buy local whenever you can. Okay, there's lots of opportunities now to buy farm, pasture-raised meats and foods from a local farmer. You can also join a CSA and get your vegetables from a farmer. Produce loses its nutrients very rapidly once it's been harvested. So when you go to the grocery store, when that food arrives at the grocery store, it's already about 3 weeks old. So when you buy from a farmer, you're going to be getting some produce that's only a couple days old. So your nutrient dense value is going to be way higher. And when you buy pasture-raised foods and eggs, your meats and eggs, your omega ratios are going to be 1-to-1. Okay, when you buy factory farm meats and eggs, the omega ratios are way off. They're really unhealthy. So I know, I struggled with this years ago, just kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm spending more money on this stuff. But what I realized is I love my farm fresh eggs. I pay $6 a dozen for farm fresh eggs, and I love them. I won't trade them for anything else. I won't buy cheap eggs anymore. So they're just so much better for you. And I know that what I'm putting in my body is really good. Okay, and then my last tip for eating smart is to incorporate some low-cost superfoods. So the two that I'm going to talk about here is the two are bone broth and fermented foods. So bone broth, if you've never made bone broth, I want to just challenge you to try to do this at home. It's super easy. I mean, these recipes are so easy that my boyfriend can make them. So you can try them. You won't have any trouble making them. So bone broth is awesome because you just take your leftover meat bones and you're gonna do an easy recipe, throw them in a crock pot and cook it for a couple days, and you're gonna have a super nutrient rich broth. It's gonna be filled with lots of minerals, amino acids, collagen. Those are all things that are gonna help repair damaged tissue in your body. Anyone with any kind of digestive issues or digestive tract damage, bone broth is gonna be really healing for that. And I love drinking my bone broth, and I drink it as much as I can, usually a cup a day, and it's just a really warm, it's like as good as a cup of coffee for me. It just has a lot of richness to it. It's very satisfying. There's fat in there, so it keeps me full much longer. And then this recipe, is this on your website or Pinterest? Okay. It's your blog. Okay, so this recipe and this one on the fermented foods, those are both on Dr. Jen's blog. Okay, fermented foods. So these typically, in most cases, are vegetables that you've fermented, and they are super high in probiotics. So if you were to eat a serving of fermented foods every day, you would get enough probiotics to replace something that you would take out of a bottle. Okay, it's that rich in probiotics. And fermented foods are also very detoxifying for the body. So these are just two great, easy things that you can incorporate. They're super cheap to make, and they're super healthy. They're really gonna help you out with your health. And I love this carrot recipe. That's my favorite one. That's the one I make all the time. And I can make one recipe, which is 4 big mason jars, and that will last me like 6 months. I mean, it'll last you a long time. And then I take the juice that's left, which is still probiotic juice, and I sprinkle that on my salads as an extra, just throwing in a little extra probiotic into my green salad. So I want to encourage you to try these if you've never tried these before. and just kickstart your diet and kickstart eating smart. And I guess that's it for me. Thank you so much for your time. If you are looking for someone to help you on your food journey, I do holistic health coaching. So if you want to talk to me more about that and just find out what I do and what kind of services will work for you, then let's do that. I have a brochure that I could give you, and I'd like to just meet with you and figure out how I can help you meet your health goals. Okay, thank you.